There is a quiet frustration many people carry. They wake up early. They stay busy all day. They return home exhausted. And yet, after years of effort, their financial position barely changes. This creates confusion, and confusion slowly turns into self-doubt. People begin to ask themselves, "What am I doing wrong?" For a long time, society promoted a simple promise. If you work hard, stay disciplined, and don't give up, success will eventually follow. That promise was not a lie, but it belonged to a different era, a slower world, a world without automation, without algorithms, without artificial intelligence shaping outcomes silently. Today, the rules are different, but most people are still playing by the old ones. Hard work is effort, but effort alone does not create value. Value is created when effort is placed inside a system. A system is something that continues working even when you are not present. When you sell your time, you get paid once. When you build a system, it keeps paying. This is why two people can work equally hard, yet experience completely different results. Modern wealth is built through leverage. Leverage means using tools, technology, and systems to multiply effort. Artificial intelligence does not reward who works longer. It rewards who works smarter. Algorithms amplify some actions and ignore others. Hard work without leverage becomes exhaustion. Hard work with leverage becomes progress. This shift feels unfair to many people, because effort is visible. Systems are invisible. People see long hours, but they don't see automation. They see discipline, but they don't see structure. This is why frustration grows. Not because people are weak, but because the rules changed quietly. Once people realize this, a different question begins to matter. Not, "How hard am I working?" but, "Is this effort actually moving me forward?" In today's systems, movement does not come from intensity. It comes from placement. Two people can apply the same effort. One remains stuck. The other slowly advances. The difference is not motivation, it is direction. Modern environments reward clarity. They reward those who understand where effort creates leverage and where it disappears. This is why confusion is so costly. Confusion keeps people busy, but disconnected from results. They react instead of designing. They respond instead of planning. Over time, this reaction-based effort creates fatigue without progress. And fatigue makes people believe the problem is them. But very often, the problem is the structure they are inside. When effort is placed into the wrong structure, it produces stress. When placed into the right one, it produces momentum. Momentum feels different. It is quieter, less dramatic, but far more powerful. Because momentum compounds. This is how progress actually happens now. Not through constant pressure, but through repeatable alignment. Once this becomes clear, the struggle begins to soften. Not because life becomes easier, but because effort finally has direction. And direction is what most people have never been given. This moment is important to understand, because most people believe that struggling more will eventually fix the problem. But struggle is not a strategy. Without clarity, effort only repeats itself, and repetition without direction creates frustration, not progress. The real shift begins when effort is no longer emotional, but intentional. When actions are chosen carefully, not reactively. This is where change actually starts. This is where clarity begins. This understanding changes how you see effort. It stops being something you spend blindly and becomes something you place carefully. Hard work does not disappear, but it moves to a higher level. It stops fighting against time and starts working with structure. The world will continue to change. Systems will evolve. Technology will accelerate. Those changes will not wait for anyone to catch up, but they also do not require panic. They require clarity. Clarity about where effort matters. Clarity about what no longer works. And clarity about how systems shape outcomes quietly. Once you see this, you stop blaming yourself. You stop chasing exhaustion as proof of progress. And you begin to work with intention. Because in the end, success is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things, in the right place, at the right time.